Welcome back to Let's Play Resident Evil 5 on the Xbox 360. When we left off, I just finished a puzzle section in the caves, and now I'm moving to Chapter 5, which is actually a different section of the game in several ways. We'll be introduced to the soldier enemies. These are the first enemies in the game that can actually use guns, so we get to see how that works. Now I'm just gonna keep all my eggs together because I'm pretty sure I'm gonna need eggs. Let's see, I'm running low on healing items too. You know what I should do is probably buy a new weapon, so I can get a higher maximum damage capacity. I got lots of money. Let's see if I can spend it. Alright, I think that was pretty good. 1300 firepower. Alright, I'm gonna give this to Sheva. Keep my grenade launcher. Keep my magnum. And keep my shotgun, I guess. Alright, let's see how this works. First I'm going to see what I can buy. New handgun. It's tempting. Actually, there is another thing I would like to buy. I get a higher critical hit chance with my pistol. Alright, let's do it. The progenitor virus. Yes.
I wonder if this is what Irving meant by answers.
Not sure, but obviously there's a pattern. And that's never a good sign.
We can worry about this later. First, we need to find out about Jill.
You're right. Let's see what we can dig up.
Alright, there's supposed to be... Okay, that map is actually really useful for a change. Now I can see where I can walk. Let's see what I can pick up. Looks like water purifiers. The water is probably for the flowers. Good guess. Good guess. I think that's the only treasure here. But I'm gonna check it anyway. Okay, that's the way we came in. Actually, let's check over here real quick. Really? There's just no point. What's an umbrella need with all this heavy equipment here? Good question. Good questions everywhere. Alright, so yeah, I guess there was a point to walking over there, so that, draws you into the game a little bit more, because Chris is asking these questions. What's the investigate? Well, I can't read what that says, damn it. Alright, moving on. Moving on. Ooh, what is this? From Chief Researcher, Brandon's Journal, number 1. 1966. Mr. Spencer once spoke of a flower called the Stairway to the Sun. Supposedly, this flower would give the person who consumed it incredible abilities. Everybody thought it was nothing more than a rumor or legend that Mr. Spencer was telling us, but later research would prove us wrong. The first person to recognize the validity of that story was my teacher, Dr. James Marcus. He hypothesized that a virus hereto unknown might exist that could alter DNA. The man was so perspicacious. His hypothesis turned out to be correct. The virus discovered in that flower was labeled progenitor. For 3 months in Africa, we worked diligently, fretted over results, and staved off attacks from the Nidapaya. After each time, our efforts were finally rewarded. Even Dr. Marcus, who until yesterday looked exhausted, was in grand spirits. He wants to return home as soon as possible to delve deeper into his research. I feel the same way. I want to learn the secrets of this progenitor virus as soon as possible. 1967, February 12th. We've hit the metaphorical brick wall. We brought the progenitor flower back from Africa and attempted to cultivate it here. The initial culture samples of the progenitor virus have now shown DNA-altering characteristics. We cultivated the flower and to mass-produce the progenitor virus. At first, everything proceeded smoothly. The plants were strong and grew quickly. In a short amount of time, they flowered. But here is when a major problem surfaced. The flowers did not contain the progenitor virus. Perhaps this environment in which they've grown triggers the development of the virus. This matter must be investigated further. March 23rd. We've made no progress. We've tried cultivating the flower under different conditions, but with no luck in triggering development of the virus itself. Thus far, we have tried changing the soil, water, temperature, and light exposure, all with no success. I got into a heated debate with Dr. Marcus about the direction this research was taking. During that debate, Mr. Spencer interjected some foolhardy notion of starting a company. Without the progenitor virus, there's no point in starting a company. Does he not see that? It's all pointless. It is all pointless. What would be the point? What would be the point? Alright. You might as well start what you might as well finish what you start, Sheva. Like, what the hell? From Chief Researcher Brandon's Journal Number 2, 1968. It's been over a year since we've had any breakthroughs. That's why Dr. Marcus and I have decided to return to Africa. We can no longer continue our research without the progenitor virus. I know these routine attacks by the Nidapaya are really going to wreck my nerves, but for the sake of our research, I will persevere. In the face of my foreseen dismay, it was Mr. Spencer who provided the answer. If you're worried about the Nidapaya, then we'll have to remove them from the equation. I can only imagine the look of shock on our faces. The idea never occurred to us. It was quite an atypical solution to our problems, but it seemed to be the only option available. Dr. Marcus and I decided to try Mr. Spencer's plan. August 19th. Finally, some good news. We learned that they were able to chase the Nidapaya off their land. The land we acquired only amounts to half of those underground ruins, but if it includes the area where the progenitor flower grows, then there should be no issues. Mr. Spencer said he plans to construct research facilities at the site, which we will expedite our research into the virus. We hastily made our preparations to depart for Africa, but Mr. Spencer requested that Dr. Marcus stayed in Raccoon City to take over the training center. We were initially taken aback by this request, but we soon realized it was the logical course of action. Dr. Marcus needs a calm environment to properly conduct his research. If he were in Africa, there would be no proper facility for him to use at this time. I just hope the African research facilities get built soon. So now I will go alone to Africa and send back samples of the progenitor virus to Dr. Marcus. Both Dr. Marcus and Mr. Spencer agree that this is the best course of action. I have to start making preparations to go. I have a feeling it'll be pretty busy starting tomorrow. September 29th. I've been in Africa for 2 weeks now. It's a good thing Dr. Marcus isn't here. This place is far from being a paradise of research and scientific study. The so-called research facilities are nothing more than a bunch of tents, and we have to employ armed soldiers to keep the Nidapaya at bay. But the thing that gets on my nerves the most is the sound of the construction for the real research facilities. How am I supposed to concentrate on research when everything is threatening to drive me insane? I'm trying to just concentrate on extracting virus samples from the progenitor flowers so I can send them to Dr. Marcus. Hopefully, if I focus on my work, I can remain sane in this godforsaken place. 1969, June 15th. The research facilities are finally completed. This is the real Umbrella Africa Research Center, not just some pile of tents. But I've come to a realization in the past 9 months. The facilities are too small for our needs. We need to make them larger, more suitable for research. Then we will fill them with more talented researchers. This place needs to be our front line in the progenitor virus research. Our results will do a great service to Dr. Marcus and his viral research. In a rare turn of events, that old skinflint Spencer actually agreed with me on this. A lot of backstory. That's all the time we have for this video, so when we come back, I think I'll actually be getting to some action in Chapter 5.1. See you guys then.